Hello grapplers and welcome to a new Zangief video. Today we're gonna be talking about punch counter combos. I've seen some Zangief players, even pro players, dropping their combos or going for the less optimal combos. But I'm gonna show you the most common ones and you can evaluate if it's necessary for you to spend more meter, more super, more drive. I'm gonna show you basically the combos and I'm gonna also show on screen the amount of damage you're getting. So let's start. Meterless combos. The strongest one, it's pretty obvious, strong SPD. If you're in the corner, your best option, drop kick into strong SPD. You know SPD doesn't have the best OK, so you need to drive rush and continue the pressure. You are gonna deal way more with strong SPD, but Russian suplex, again, gives you meter and OK. So if for some reason you want to go for that route, you can absolutely do so and drive rush after and maybe increase the total average after the reset from the Russian suplex. What about if you want to spend 2 drive meters? I'm not gonna show you the drive rush cancel combos because in my opinion they're not really that good for Zangief. I am aware of the really long combo after super level 2 with drive rush cancels, crouching medium punch, but in my opinion that is a really flashy combo. And it's not one of those you're gonna go for in a real match most of the time. So anyways, 2 drives. All of those combos deal really good damage. The easiest one, in my opinion, is just standing heavy kick, hell stab, OD, borscht. If you're really close to one side of the screen, the drop kick is not gonna create the bounce you need. OD SPD and OD Russian suplex are also good options, but they deal less damage. In this case, if you want to go for the highest damaging option, standing heavy kick, hell stab into OD borscht is the best option. Unless you're in the corner. As you can see, the damage is 4,600 and that is pretty high. You're dealing basically super damage at this point. Let's go for the 1 super gauge. There are only 2 combos I feel are worth talking about, so let's go for those. If you want the optimal one, wheel kick, hell stab, super 1 is your go-to. One interesting situation that could happen is with punishing from afar with a standing heavy kick. As I showed in other videos, the standing heavy kick, you might need to drive rush standing light kick into super 1 in order to concrete the damage. So now we get into the 2 super meters. The highest damage is, surprisingly, headbutt, hell stab into super 2, jackhammer. Now I'm gonna go for the 2 meters of super and drive. For example, if you're in burnout and you cannot go for OD borscht, you can replace that with super 1 and deal a little bit less damage, but the OK is better. 5280 is the most you're gonna get out of the charge dropkick. Getting that combo is kind of difficult. With time, you're gonna be able to get it, but it's not easy. So it's one of those combos you have to practice, and even then, it's not something you're gonna do pretty commonly. Likely you're gonna get wheel kick into hell stab more often. And the last two combos, very simple. They're in the corner. If you go for the wheel kick, hell stab, OD lariat, and OD burst, you deal 5,360 points. That is pretty high. However, if you have super level 3, I would recommend going for the super level 3. Straight into drop kick. If you go for the drop kick, which is pretty easy, it's 16 frames. It's easier to do that for punish counters rather than wheel kick for some of them. You're dealing 5,520 points of damage, which is more than spending 4 drives on a combo. And if you have CA, the damage is 5,970. So at that point, you're likely killing an opponent with that much damage. You have to evaluate every time you see a whiffed Shoryuken with super, you have to evaluate how much should you want to spend on that combo. And if you're in the corner and you want to spend as little as possible, just SPD, strong SPD. You can dash strong SPD, dealing closer to 4,000 damage. If you're in the corner, I would suggest considering spending the super meter rather than the drive meter. Super meter for Zangief is important, but I'd say, as I always say, the lifeline of Zangief is having enough drive meter in order for you to block or do OD moves like OD Lariat or the SPD. These are the combos you need to incorporate in your game plan. Just focus on a few combos. For example, do the most damaging of each of the options I showed you and just focus on that one. Do that one all the time, so you don't have to think. When someone is in a punish counter state, you just go for that specific combo and you deal as much damage as possible. So focus on the strongest ones. If you're having issues, maybe look into the previous version of that combo until you feel confident enough to go for the strongest one. I hope this helps, because I've seen a lot of Zangief players dropping a few combos and also going for maybe the less optimal ones when they easily have enough time to go for the strongest ones. Remember guys that I stream on twitch.tv/Kirupu. If you like this content, please subscribe. You're gonna have fun over here. We have cookies. And I'll see you in the next Zangief video. Take care. Bye bye.